Hello traders, and welcome to another video in the series. And in this video we're going to talk about risk and risk management. Now, the one thing we have to be absolutely clear on is that any stock can go to zero. Therefore, we can only ever invest what we can afford to lose. Absolutely key, whether that's 1,000, 500 or 100, then that's entirely down to you and your bank allocation. So looking at the trading risk management, we've discussed it before. If we were trading 1,000, then we'd be looking at 100 here at 10%, 100 at 20, 100 at 30, 100 at 40, 200 at 50 and 400 at 60. Now we can see here we've also got the allocations down here as well for a 500 pound or dollar bank, and also the same for a 100. If you are new to trading, please start with 100, no more than that, and make sure you have a broker that allows you to put in just $10 to buy a fraction of a stock. The other thing we can talk about as well, what we do not ever want to do is to add to negative investments. So let's just say our price pulls all the way back down here and never comes back and triggers one of our take profit levels. That's absolutely fine. We don't start allocating additional money to that pot just so we can get out early. We are investment traders, and therefore we can hold on for much longer than an intraday trader. We can also look at our tracking sheet and figure out when we can go break even on a trade. That means closing all trades within that stock. And of course, we can go to break even once we get back to our level. So for instance, if we pulled back to the 20, we took an entry and we pulled back a little bit further, and we didn't want to stay in that stock or that trade for much longer, we can either take a small hit or we can wait for price to come back up to our 20% level, plus a little bit more if you wanted to, and we could break even on that. At any time, you can close out a full trade. It doesn't matter how many levels that you were in. Again, if you can afford to invest it, then you can afford to lose it. There wouldn't be many situations where you would need to do that, but that is your choice. If you feel that you want to close that trade because you've heard there is going to be absolutely shocking news regarding that stock and you want to get out while you can, then you can do that as well. But just looking at the way that we trade, the way that we invest, we look at our allocation, we look at the bank, we look at the risk, we know what not to do, we know when we can break even, and we know when to enter and exit the breaks. So exactly as we've discussed it before, we buy at the levels and we sell when we go back up. Very simple, very straightforward. If you ever decided to close that trade completely, please make sure that you have really researched it and have an absolute concrete reason why you would want to close full trade when maybe you are halfway through your bank, let's say $500 or pounds into it. Make sure you've done some full research on that before you do that. So good luck with your trading, and I welcome any feedback or any questions.